right, so imagine it's 5 a.m. You woke up, you hear your car starting, you grab your gun, you run outside. Hey, stop it or I'll shoot. And he thought that threat might be sufficient. He maybe did not predict that would lead to getting shot at, because there are 3 criminals who steal Maseratis and Range Rovers. They come prepared to the party. So shots fire. Boom, boom, boom. Back off. We're taking your cars. Go away. So
next story, ABC7Chicago.com. Dad gets into shootout with group trying to steal cars while 5 daughters sleep inside Winnetka home, or Winnetka. I don't know. I'm sure there's some proper pronunciation that we're unfamiliar with. What you got, Jacob?
This is in Illinois, right? Yeah. Winnetka, Illinois.
This is like a Chicago suburb. It's actually known to be one of the wealthier suburbs in that area.
Yeah, apparently. Dude's doing better than I am. So he, about right before 5 a.m., so it's early in the morning, he wakes up because he hears sounds of his car starting outside. That's the word used, outside. So he runs out and he finds 3 bad dudes, 3 thieves trying to steal 2 of his cars. And we specify here it's a Range Rover and a Maserati. So it ain't my neighborhood. I don't see a lot of Maseratis
Right.
around on my street. But anyway, that's not the point. Though I'm going to talk about that more in a minute. So he says he, quote, yelled to the thieves to stop, threatening to shoot. All right, so imagine it's 5 a.m. You woke up, you hear your car starting, you grab your gun, you run outside. Hey, stop it or I'll shoot. This is like a Sylvester Stallone thing. And apparently he thought that threat might be sufficient. He maybe did not predict that would lead to getting shot at, because there are 3 criminals who steal Maseratis and Range Rovers. They come prepared to the party. So shots fire. Boom, boom, boom. Back off. We're taking your cars. Go away. So he, quote, took cover behind a tree and returned fire. And then we do note later the two relevant things. 1, there's no note of anyone being shot. And 2, I quote, dozens of shell casings riddled the street and sidewalk. So between the exchange of gunfire between the bad guys and the homeowner, the Maserati driver, there's lots of shots being fired. Plenty of ammo is being fired. If this dude ever gets his Maserati back, it's gonna have some bullet damage. That's what I think about that. So now that's kind of the end of the main thing, but we get some additional details here that I think are highly relevant. The first one is the homeowner said the thieves were able to break into his home through the front office before stealing the keys from the garage.
Yeah.
So 2 relevant things there. 1 is that they before he hears the car start, before any of that drama, before him grabbing his gun, running outside, all those things, before any of that, the thieves first broke into his home through his front office and at some point stole the keys from the garage. Okay. That all happened at some point. The other thing that I think is kind of interesting is that the news went to some effort to make sure that that the homeowner has 5 daughters all sleeping in the home when this is all going on.
So when I first read this, I was like, Range Rover, Maserati. I mean, these are pretty high-end vehicles, and probably not necessarily the easiest vehicles to steal, especially if they're like modern. They probably have wireless key fobs that have to be present in the vehicle to actually start the vehicle. I'm guessing there's not an easy way to like hot wire these or anything like that. I know that not everybody's thinking in a high-end neighborhood, fancy houses. Who knows? There's probably even fences and walls and whatnot. They're probably not worried that much about somebody breaking into their home, breaking into their garage, getting keys, stealing vehicles. But that's what happened here, and I strongly suspect this was targeted to some degree. In that, I suspect these thieves did some research and kind of had a sense of who's got what, where do they live, maybe even staked them out a little bit to get a little bit of intel. Because this is a pretty bold and daring operation to go after these cars, including the break into the home. So, yeah, I don't know why the homeowner didn't hear or wasn't aware of the break-in into the home until it said that he was essentially disturbed when he woke up to hearing sounds of his car starting outside. So that's definitely concerning. This makes you think, okay, what is your actual home defense and security plan like? Do you have a security system? Like somehow these guys got in there, you weren't aware until they were back out and starting up and trying to leave with your vehicles. So that's definitely a concern there. And of course, the whole attitude of threatening, or telling them to stop and then threatening to shoot upon, failure to stop. We're issuing, deadly force level commands over the failure to stop, theft of property, which is not exactly correct or proper. But however, it appears that the actual use of force in this case was justified because they, as far as we could tell based on the reporting here, they began firing at him first. So the one good thing he did in all of this was good use of tactics of taking cover behind the tree and returning fire